Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jennifer Berman, and today my topic is Star of Why Communication is the key to a healthy, intimate life. This is one of the most important conversations we can have because communication is not just about talking. It's the foundation of every healthy, loving and lasting relationship. Whether you're just starting a new relationship, have been together for decades, or are trying to rebuild closeness after challenges, understanding the role of communication in intimacy can truly transform the way you connect with your partner. When most people hear the word intimacy, they immediately think about physical closeness, affection, touch, or sexual connection. And yes, those are important parts of intimacy, but intimacy is much more than physical. It's emotional, mental, and even spiritual. It's about the deep sense of trust, safety, understanding that allows two people to share their inner worlds with each other. And the only way to build that depth is through communication. Think of intimacy like a tree. The trunk and branches represent the visible parts, the physical closeness and affection. Those parts can't exist without strong roots, and those roots are trust and communication. Without them, the tree cannot grow. It may look fine on the outside for a while, but it will eventually weaken. With strong roots, however, the tree becomes strong and resilient, able to weather storms and continue growing for years. That's exactly what communication does for your relationship. It keeps the roots of intimacy alive and strong. Why is communication so essential? Because it is the bridge between two worlds, your inner world and your partner's. We all carry our own thoughts, feelings, fears, dreams, desires, and insecurities inside us. Communication is the process of sharing those inner truths with someone else and allowing them to do the same. When we communicate openly and honestly, we build trust. And when trust grows, intimacy deepens. Let's talk about the science behind this. Studies in neuroscience and psychology show that meaningful communication, especially conversations where we feel heard, understood, accepted, triggers the release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin promotes trust, reduces stress, and strengthens emotional bonds between partners. It's the same hormone released during affectionate touch, but here's the interesting part. It's also released during deep conversations. That means talking openly with your partner can create the same feelings of closeness and connection that physical intimacy does. When emotional connection deepens, physical intimacy becomes even more meaningful and satisfying. Now, let's explore what communication in an intimate relationship really means. It's not just about exchanging words, it's about sharing feelings, listening without judgment, and creating a safe space where both partners can express themselves freely. Healthy communication involves honesty, vulnerability, empathy, and patience. It's about understanding, not just responding. It's about connection, not just conversation. There are 4 essential types of communication that strengthen intimacy. First, as emotional communication. This is about sharing your feelings, your joys, your fears, your disappointments, and your hopes. Many people struggle with this because they fear being judged or misunderstood. But when you share your inner emotions, you invite your partner into your world. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," you might say, "I feel hurt when I don't feel heard." That small shift from blame to vulnerability opens the door to understanding and connection. Second, affirmative communication. This is about expressing appreciation, love, and reassurance. Many couples underestimate how powerful simple words of affirmation can be. Saying things like, "I appreciate you, I feel so loved when you do that," or "I'm grateful for how you support me," strengthens the emotional bond. Affirmation reminds your partner that they matter and that they are valued, and that deepens intimacy. Third, S, practical communication. This might sound less romantic, but it's crucial. It's about discussing day-to-day matters, responsibilities, and plans clearly. Misunderstandings in daily life can create stress and resentment that spill into emotional and physical intimacy. Being clear, respectful, and organized in practical communication helps reduce unnecessary tension and keeps the relationship running smoothly. And fourth, intimate communication. This is about talking openly about physical closeness, what feels good, what doesn't, what you desire, and what boundaries you have. Many couples avoid these conversations because they feel awkward or uncomfortable, but silence in this area often leads to misunderstandings, dissatisfaction, or disconnection. Talking openly about intimacy creates trust, builds confidence, and enhances physical connection. Now let's discuss the barriers. Even couples who love each other deeply often struggle to communicate effectively. The most common obstacle is as fear of vulnerability, and many of us grow up believing that vulnerability is a weakness. We fear rejection or judgment. We keep our feelings to ourselves. But vulnerability is actually the foundation of intimacy. It's the courage to be seen as you truly are. When you open up and your partner responds with empathy and care, trust grows. Another barrier is A's assumptions. We often expect our partners to just know what we want or need, but they're not mind readers. When we don't express ourselves clearly, misunderstandings grow. A small unmet need can snowball into resentment over time. The solution is simple: speak your truth. Clearly state what you need, want, or feel, and invite your partner to do the same. Unresolved resentment is another major obstacle. If past conflicts remain unspoken, they create emotional distance. You may stop sharing, stop listening, or even avoid closeness altogether. Healing begins when you address those unresolved issues with honesty and compassion. It's not about winning or losing an argument. It's about restoring connection. The different communication styles can also create challenges. Some people are expressive while others are more reserved. Some prefer talking things through immediately, while others need time to process. The key is to understand each other's styles and find a middle ground. That flexibility builds understanding and strengthens your bond. Finally, as avoidance of difficult topics is a common issue, many couples avoid talking about sensitive subjects, especially around intimacy, because they fear discomfort or conflict. But avoiding these conversations only creates bigger problems down the road. Make it a habit to talk openly, even about the uncomfortable topics. The more you do it, easier it becomes. Now, let's explore how communication directly enhances physical intimacy. Many people think physical closeness is separate from communication, but they are deeply intertwined. When partners talk openly about their desires, boundaries, and comfort levels, they build trust. And trust is what allows intimacy to flourish. It removes fear, anxiety, and performance pressure. It creates a safe space where both partners can explore, express, and connect. When you communicate openly, you feel more confident and relaxed. You understand what your partner enjoys and needs. You create deeper emotional closeness, which enhances physical satisfaction, and you grow together rather than apart. Physical intimacy without communication can become mechanical or routine, but when emotional connection is strong, physical closeness becomes an expression of love, trust, and understanding. It's no longer just a physical act, it's a deeply meaningful experience. So, how do you improve communication starting today? Here are some powerful strategies you can begin practicing immediately. Create a safe space for conversations. Choose a time and place where both of you can talk without distractions or judgment. Approach conversations with kindness, not criticisms. Use I statements instead of you statements. Saying I feel focuses on your emotions rather than blaming your partner. For example, I feel lonely when we don't spend time together is more effective than you never spend time with me. US practice active listening. This means truly listening to understand, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Show empathy by reflecting back what your partner says. I hear that you're feeling stressed about work. Check in regularly. Don't wait for conflicts to arise. Schedule weekly or monthly relationship check-ins to talk about how you're both feeling, what's going well, and what could improve. Be curious, not criticals. Ask open-ended questions with genuine interest. Instead of assuming, say things like, how do you feel about this? Or what would make you feel more connected? Express appreciation often. Boss, never underestimate the power of gratitude. Small daily acknowledgements build positivity and deepen trust. Talk openly about physical intimacy. Discuss desires, preferences, and boundaries. Normalize these conversations. They're an essential part of a healthy relationship. It's also important to remember that communication is a skill. And like any skill, it improves with practice. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to grow. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. One powerful technique I often recommend is something called the daily check-in. Each day, spend 10-15 minutes talking without distractions. Share 3 things. One thing you appreciated about your partner today, one feeling you experienced, and one thing you're looking forward to. Small habit builds emotional connection and keeps communication channels open. Another helpful practice is reflective listening. When your partner speaks, repeat back what you heard in your own words. This ensures you understood correctly and shows your partner that you are truly listening. Remember, communication isn't about avoiding conflict, it's about navigating it together. All couples face disagreements. What matters is how you handle them. If you communicate with respect, empathy, and a shared desire to understand, conflicts can actually bring you closer. Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Communication is not just one part of a relationship, it's as fuel that keeps the relationship alive. It's what transforms misunderstandings into deeper understanding, conflicts into growth, and routine into closeness. It's what keeps love alive, not just in the beginning, but for decades. Couples who communicate openly are more satisfied, more connected, and more resilient. They navigate challenges together. They continue to learn about each other even after many years. They keep growing individually and as a team. That's what intimacy is all about. Growing together, understanding each other deeply, and creating a bond that is both strong and gentle. So, if you want a deeper, healthier, and more fulfilling, intimate life, start with communication. Talk openly. Listen deeply. Be vulnerable. Be patient. And most importantly, never stop learning about each other, because intimacy is not built in a single moment. It's built in every conversation, every shared silence, and every honest word. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Jennifer Berman, and I hope today's discussion helps you build a stronger, more intimate connection in your relationship. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more science-backed insights on relationships, emotional wellness, and building a fulfilling life together. And remember, communication isn't just a skill, it's the heartbeat of intimacy. Keep talking, keep listening, keep loving deeply.